It's us.
Greetings. Well, hi.
I put this in a different position than we normally do. We haven't live streamed in a minute. Kind of forgot how to do everything.
Yeah, the last time we live streamed, we were on kayaks.
On a lake.
Yeah. Which was fun and kind of difficult. So this will be a little bit easier, hopefully.
Where are all the comments?
They're coming through.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay. So for today, we're going to be talking about winter camping since that's what we're doing. And it's so bright out, that's why we have to have the window cover up, because all the reflecting light off the snow. But we have a number of questions that we commonly get that we can answer about winter camping, and then after that we'll do a sort of Q&A. But maybe for a second, should we interact with all the comments? Camp is right here. He's being
like, what am I doing over here, Mom and Dad?
the last few days. Oh, you have 10% battery remaining, it says. This wasn't plugged in.
Oh.
The last few days, Camp has been a huge pain in the butt.
Why?
I don't know. He's been more defiant than normal, and he just ran away yesterday while I was on a walk with him. He just took off into the wilderness, and then finally I was standing up on a rock yelling at him for 20 minutes, and then finally I saw him off in the distance, and then had Elsa go pick him up in the car. But yeah,
he goes crazy.
He's been quite
when it
difficult.
Snows.
Yeah, he has so much fun, but then he's also a pain in the butt. So
it's like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, we watched some of the Mandalorian last night. That was fun.
What are you
Okay,
doing?
should we dive into questions?
Sure. Wow, you guys are from all over the place.
I saw somebody was from the Buffalo River. I missed that place. Shibas are very notorious for running away. It's kind of frustrating when we get all these comments like, why do you have your dog on a leash? It's like, man, if you've ever had a Shiba or interacted with one, you would appreciate that we can ever take him off a leash. But
what's up, Julie? Thank you so much.
And Adrian, thank you. Hi from Sydney.
Wow, cool.
I dream of going to Australia someday. Okay, so maybe with the super chats, we will
kind of bulk.
Catch them up. Like maybe after each question or something, we can catch up on them.
If there are that many super chats.
Yeah.
Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Happy New Year from Phoenix.
But I just don't want people to do
sorry.
it and then have us.
I know, I'm just seeing them and as you get started.
Yeah, I feel like we're ignoring them because.
So we're going to answer some of these major questions so that you don't have to ask them because we get them all the time. So we'll answer these first and then we'll open it up to Q&A. What's up, Kamp? He's just chilling here. This is cool.
So this is a question that we get a lot, and we know it'll come up. Why don't you head south? Like, why do we camp in winter environments? You want to begin answering that?
It's kind of surprising that we don't go south. We did try going south one year. Mm-hmm. It was our second winter. This is our fifth winter. Is that correct?
Because I believe so. We started in the winter.
Yeah, we started in the winter, and that was kind of rough in the beginning before we knew how to do it. But now we love it because of the solitude. That's, I think, the biggest part of this is that nobody camps in the winter.
It's so much easier for us, now that we have the gear and stuff, to deal with the cold weather than it is heat. Because whenever it's super hot out, like in the summer, everybody flocks to creeks and rivers to camp. So it's really hard to find spots that are on creeks or rivers, and that makes it a lot easier because then we can like go wash off or get water from the cool creeks. But then in the wintertime, there's just no competition for campsites. So it's super easy. And like I said, it's a lot easier to warm up than it is to cool down. Because we can just layer up or put on more blankets or crank the wood stove up. Let's see, what else? It's super peaceful. Like, nobody out here. And it's amazing. And just walking around in the wilderness in the snow is so nice. And at altitude, we're at like 8,500 feet, 8,000 feet, something like that. At altitude, the sun is super potent. So even if it's 30 degrees, like yesterday, I was walking around without my shirt on a walk to get some vitamin D, and
it's so warm.
It's warm, yeah. It wasn't
Just
even
blasts you. During the day, we cannot be running the stove. Like the stove is, it's got some coals in it right now, but we don't have to run the stove as long as we have the Scamp positioned so that all 3 of these windows are pointing at the sun all day.
The 3 windows you can't see. Right?
Yeah, this, that, and that.
Yeah.
Then it stays really nice and warm in here. The sun is.
So
huge.
we always position the Scamp so that in the colder months, so that the bed window, like the big bed window, is sort of south facing. So that way we get the most sun into the Scamp throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
What is he doing?
I don't know. I just can't. I look at him and I can't help but laugh. That's what I'm laughing at over and over.
I think he heard us talking, saying that he was being bad. So now he's like, look
me,
humans, I'm the best. What else? Another thing about winter camping that we enjoy is the challenge of it. Because it's hard to find like proper challenges in life sometimes, and just being alive and staying alive in the winter is somewhat fulfilling because it's a little
it's a
little
really
haggard sometimes.
good test of our skills
and our gear and everything too. Okay, should we catch up on? Oh, and last thing is YouTube tends to love winter camping.
Yeah,
so
people like to watch it, but they maybe don't seem to like to do it.
Yeah.
Or maybe don't know how to do it, so they haven't tried doing it. And hopefully we can answer a few.
Hence this live stream.
Yes, a few questions today. Madison McQueen, thank you so much. Thanks for being here and watching. Kimberly Knight, thank you. I think that I'm back all the way. Danielle Z. Ulka. Thanks, you're always here supporting us. Thank you so much.
And Robert DeBach. We will definitely keep it up.
Danielle said, thanks for all the effort and time you put into your videos. Love you both and best wishes for this next new year. Yes, I'm hiding at work to send you this. Awesome. Where are you? Pamela, thank you so much. When COVID is over, we want to winter camp abroad. Happy New Year from Finland. That would be awesome. I'm a little bit Norwegian, and it would be really rad to go explore Norway and Germany and
I
such.
dream of going to Australia, and we might be going back to Puerto Rico soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Thomas, thank you. We love you guys. Have a great winter. Thomas and Amy from Vermont. Cool. Thank you guys so much. Renee, whatever happened to the idea of adding a hot tent extension to the Scamp during the winter?
We close the window.
That is a good question. That was before we installed the wood stove inside of the Scamp.
And we just thought that we wouldn't have enough room in here, and it would make it so we could kind of have a yoga room out there.
Yeah, just a spare room outside.
Which would still be very nice.
It would. It's true that we are pretty stuck inside of the Scamp in the winter, unless we gear up and go outside. But yeah, having a tent outside would just have allowed us. We thought it was going to be enough to be able to warm up inside the Scamp too.
Which it may be if we had a bigger stove, because it's not a ton of volume.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine having this outside and having to stoke this all day long, all night long to heat up 2 rooms?
Well, if it was this small, that'd be a bummer. But, and also another hard part about that is our awning is not built for winter. Like the snow just piles up on it, and even if we put it at a really harsh angle, it still kind of collects snow. We could probably put some kind of Rain-X or something on it.
Yeah, but it's not really designed for snow, is it?
No, well, it's built in Australia.
Speaking
so quite
of
the opposite.
That awning, Retro Renos, our friends who installed it for us, they've been on here and supporting us for a long time. They just got in a major car accident. And I don't have the link in my description now, but I will put it in the description if you want to donate to their GoFundMe. Just a little shout out to them. Hope that they're all doing well. Last one, and then we can get back to your question.
Cool.
Todd, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you here, watching and supporting us. Thank you.
And you got Victoria?
Yes. Thanks again, Victoria.
Cool.
Right, did I? Well, thank you, Victoria.
Someone said the volume is too low, but we can't really do anything about it, so.
That, for whatever reason, is always the case with the way that we have to live stream. We'd love to live stream on our laptops, but they're too power intensive, and my camera doesn't have the correct, it doesn't have the correct settings, or we'd have to get something for my camera.
Yeah, it's stupid, but it's a pain to hook up.
This is just really simple. We're just on the iPad, and we have a microphone attached to it, plugged into a little battery. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
All
Nomad
powered by
style.
solar, so.
Yeah.
We're doing our best down here. We don't really have a
volume.
proper studio. It makes it difficult. Okay. Next question. Of course, he's being
so good.
an absolute princess.
Good boy. He's so good.
Okay. What about tools that we couldn't live without in the winter? Do any come to your mind? I have a list of them, but
obviously the wood stove.
Yeah.
The shovel. Definitely.
What about if we didn't have a wood stove? What would we do for heat?
Diesel heater?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I don't know much about that, but we started with a propane heater, and I would avoid doing a propane heater, at least in the ways that we did it, just because of the amount of moisture that they create.
A vented propane heater would probably be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know much about that either. But the way that we did it with our Mr. Buddy, and then with one of those like sunflower heads, directional heaters that shouldn't be inside, that
not ideal, because it made so much moisture. But something else, if we didn't have so many electronics and like tech gear for making videos to keep warm, we could just do an electric blanket. I think that's a really good solution because it doesn't create any moisture.
Even our down blanket, our rumple, we with our body heat would be fine with our rumple and
even down to 10 degrees probably. Mm-hmm.
But we don't do that because our batteries need to stay warm.
And it makes so much more moisture from all the freezing in here, which is a bummer. So.
What else do you have?
Our down puffies.
Oh yeah.
I think down filled puffy jackets are just, they like completely change the climate. If without that, I don't know.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can sit outside in single digits and be totally cool. I did that the other morning. Wind chill was -5, and I sat outside and journaled in my puffy. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, so puffy jackets, merino wool buffs, like this guy, especially with having to wear a mask everywhere. This has been really nice.
And we're both wearing merino shirts.
Yeah, merino wool base layers too are great because they're moisture wicking. They continue to provide insulation when they get wet. And they are antimicrobial, so they don't stink. And they're super soft, not like a typical wool. Mm-hmm. So merino wool base layers and buffs are a game changer because then you can be warm and they're soft and they don't stink. Our bogs, as far as just wet weather, waterproof boots. Like I was, when I was filling up the water the other day, I was just standing in the creek filling up the water in my bogs, and that's really clutch.
So awesome.
Yeah. So those have made a big difference.
They're really warm too.
Yeah.
They claim to keep your feet warm down to -40 degrees.
But no thanks.
I don't know how to make them do that.
Yeah.
My feet, I think, are just perma cold.
I think too, bogs are good for kind of tasking around outside, but I wouldn't want to go on long hikes in them. Because they kind of move around on your feet. So, and they're good to keep in the car just for in case we get stuck and need to like dig our way out or walk out somewhere. We also have my dad gave us a lithium or a little battery jumper that we're keeping in the car now, which has been take some stress off of me at least, just in case the car were to die or whatever. Okay. Collapsible shovel. Ours is by Lifesaver, I believe, and it is a snow shovel that breaks down into 3 pieces, and we can store it like under the seat in the car, so we always have it with us. Solid snow tires. We couldn't do this without a good set of snow tires. Ours are the Yokohama Geolander AT2s, and it's one of the only all-terrain winter-rated tires that we can get in the stock size of our Subaru, so we don't ruin the differential running different diameter tires.
You would put a ton of research into that.
Yeah.
And you've really liked those tires.
Yeah, they've been excellent. And it's amazing how good the grip is in the snow, even though you can use them all year round. Like the compound isn't too soft, and they've lasted really well. They still have a good bit of tread depth on them. Another thing I have on here is internet. For staying up late and stoking the stove and everything, having internet is really nice. Because I can just watch YouTube or do research or whatever all the time. The compressed sawdust logs are a total game changer. This year, I think we're using BioBlocks is the brand, and they're a softer wood that's compressed. Like whenever they process wood into lumber, the excess they compress into bricks, and then you use that to keep your wood stove rocking. And last year we had a different brand that is only available on the West Coast, and those were more dense and
those are good.
Those were
really
better
good.
Than these, yeah. But these are the best we can get
What
here.
were those? They're home fire pressed logs, I think.
Yeah, I found them online, but and then one more thing.
Okay.
Our Leatherman Skeletal, and I just ordered another Leatherman to keep in the car. But just having a multi-tool with pliers and a knife and Phillips head and flathead all built in is super nice all year round, but especially in the winter because I feel like I'm fixing things more often in the winter.
Great. I can't think of, you covered everything. You're the one who wrote these notes, so way to go. You've done a great job there.
Thank you.
We got Kamp a coat. That's been a helpful thing. I'm going to do these super chats quick because they if we don't do them quick enough, they delete themselves. Flutus not flautus, thank you. Happy New Year. Thank you for the work you do. It's always refreshing to watch your videos. Wishing you a great 2021. Thank you. You too. I hope that this new year brings you a lot of happiness. Casey Noel, can I come with you? I take up little room. I'll share a bed with Kamp. Well, you'd have to share a bed with us then, because this little boy takes up a ton of space in our bed. And I can start a fire with a toothpick and a pancake. Wow. Casey, you sound really useful. Thank you. Kyle Fox, y'all have the best vibes. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Kyle. Marty Thomas, is Brian and Sierra still in the area? Yes, they're right over there.
He was just flying his drone over us if he heard a buzzing.
And Reagan, you are amazing. Thank you. A few more. Judy, peace, love, and happiness in 2021. Safe travels, and hi to Kamp. This is amazing that he is just sitting here on my lap.
I think he knows that he's been a turd, so he's like, I'll do whatever.
Nan, thank you so much. Julie, please buy Kamp a treat for me.
He has plenty of treats. Oh, Abby.
Abby! Love you guys. Thanks for doing this. Needed some new entertainment today. I hope you're feeling good. She got the bug.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah. Message us and let us know what's up.
And thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, look at all this dog hair, Kamp.
Oh, nice. Nick's Picks, you have mods, so if you need to regulate.
Hi, Nick's Picks.
Thank you for doing that. Okay, are we back to questions now?
Back to questions. Thank you all so much to everybody who's watching and everybody doing the super chats. We really appreciate it. This is super fun.
Two extra tools. We got a new shower, and that'll be in our next video, but it's been pretty epic.
Yeah, I took my clean hairs from my shower. I took outside in the snow. It was amazing. A hot shower. That's really what we were missing.
Well, we've tried a number of different shower solutions. It's just, I think we got it dialed this time. I think this is, as long as this thing lasts a while, and as far as the reviews and stuff go, it should. But I think it's the one.
It's right here. It's one of those ones where you put one end into a bucket of water and then it spits out to the shower head. I'm really surprised that the shower head... Yeah, good idea.
Here's a bag.
I'm surprised by the pressure of the shower head. Really, really, very pleasantly surprised.
And there's two different versions. And the one that we got is like an extra $4 or something. And it has this adjustable on-off switch.
That wouldn't have come with the other one?
Right. So then it would have just like because the water pressure is so good that it runs through a couple gallons really quick.
Yeah.
So with this, we can turn it on super low so it trickles.
Wow, good call.
And then this is it has a little lithium battery in it, and it's just a water pump. So we can put this in a bucket. So we get the water hot, and I bought a collapsible bucket too. So you get the water hot, a couple pots full of water, and then pour it into the bucket, and then you drop this down in the bucket and turn it on, and it pumps water out through this guy. So
it's amazing.
Pretty nice. And yeah, the water pressure is like too much for how conservative we are. Mm-hmm. But then also what'll be nice is in the winter or in the summertime, we can just drop the pump into a creek and shower off directly from the creek, and then we have infinite water. We could do that now. It would just be
really, really cold.
A little cold.
2 videos from now, I think, maybe in the next one, we cold dip. Oh, you hear what that is? You hear
Tritos.
We've been having a lot of fun. I decided not to upload this week,
Well,
and we just filmed.
This next video will be a little longer
Yes.
to kind of make up for it, hopefully.
There you go.
Because we got a lot of footage. Last thing is traction boards for the Subi while we're traveling. We've had these rubber ones that my aunt gave us that fold up, and they're some sort of soft rubber compound. And I think those are better than nothing, especially for sand and mud and that kind of stuff. But I just got us some, if you've heard of Max Trax, I didn't get Max Trax specifically, but I got a more affordable brand, and they're smaller too. And I'm going to mount those on the roof of the Subi so that we have traction boards in case we get stuck in the snow. Because we did just get stuck. And,
that's going to be in the video too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was pretty epic.
Towing the Scamp, we got stuck in some snow.
Yeah.
Twice in one day. It was crazy.
So that made me want to have traction boards, just because I know that they'd be better for mud and sand and snow, and better to have them and not need them. But we do have a shovel and those other traction things, but okay.
I've not yet had to use them, luckily.
Right. And it's like we don't push it, you know?
No.
Most of the time.
If it seems unsafe, we don't do it. We just got a little bit unlucky with this last move.
Yeah. Well,
you'll see.
Yeah, and we can, like, I can always spin the Scamp around. Like, it's not like we were
stuck
panicking, but it was just a little heady.
I would have. You did a great job.
Thank you. Okay. Do you want to answer more super
Alicia,
chats?
Happy New Year. Love your channel. Thank you so much. I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. Alicia London. That's a pretty name. Ben Junker. His thing is coffee. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. That's what
Thank you, Ben. Christy, does your battery bank run low when it gets chilly?
It's an interesting question. With lithium, so it doesn't okay, so if you get a battery hot, a lithium battery, we'll just speak in the context of lithium for this, then like a lot of heat can really damage the battery. Cold can discharge the battery, but it doesn't necessarily damage it. So like if you go skiing or snowboarding and you keep your phone in your pocket, it'll oftentimes just die, but then if you give it a little charge, it'll come back to a higher percentage. That's kind of how the batteries work too. So they may show a lower charge, but then once you like give them some juice, they'll come back up. We
find that our big batteries don't really lose charge through the night because that's why we keep loading the stove throughout the night, is to keep that from happening. But if we did let them get too cold, then they don't necessarily like that. It doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't damage them long term, but it will discharge them. My laptop and iPad and stuff tend to die quickly. And it's all the same technology. We keep them in our backpacks, which end up being not as close, like sitting over here, not by the fire, so they don't stay often as warm, but not a big deal. I found though, if you wait to turn them on until they start to get a little warmer, then they'll sort of hold charge. Yes. But if you just turn them on and they're like icy cold, then they will fall over. For sure. I always put my laptop by the fire before I turn it on. One time, It was not good. I left it open, and the top of it was right by the fire and got really, really hot, and that was bad. And it ended up
ruined one of our adapters.
Yeah, that was in the base of the computer. I will never do that again.
Yeah.
That was a great question. Thank you so much. 22-foot lifestyle. Thank you for always answering our pesky questions on Insta. You guys are our inspiration. We're so incredibly grateful for you three. Well, thank you so much.
Elsa has
what is that?
a lot more inquiries, so I think better at answering most questions on Instagram.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
want to shoot them my way.
I tend to actually not answer questions or messages. I have my messages turned off so that I don't get on Instagram as much. It has nothing to do with the people, obviously. What is that? Their rig, 22-foot
It looks
lifestyle.
fiberglass. Oh, it's maybe one of those old Airstream.
Fiber streams?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Cool.
I think, what's the brand? It's like, I can't remember.
Didn't Driving and Vibin have
I think so.
Theirs was more square. Anyway, yeah. Cool looking rig. Thank you. 6 pink, 1 blue. Have you ever thought of learning to pressure can so that you can have meats and soups
Yes.
you can make at the camp? For sure. Absolutely. I would almost get a pressure cooker. We just have such limited space as it is that to have that with us would require a lot of propane, I think, and all the jars. I don't know. Yes. That's coming soon in life. Soon. Maybe not in the Scamp, maybe once we have land. But good question, and thank you. Okay, just a few more. The Lost Adventurer, you are amazing. Thank you. Kyle, 1971. We love watching your journey. Thank you for sharing your adventures with us strangers. Stay safe. Happy New Year. Thank you, you too. From Kyle.
It's getting a little cold.
The stove probably went out.
Yeah. Should I stoke it now?
It's a little cloudy. If you want to. I'm not.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Dalicia, thank you, my hero. Jack, your videos are so uplifting and informative. Thank you for all the awesome content. I can't talk. Thank you, Jack. Cool. Okay,
that's all
I think
for now.
that's all for now.
I've seen a number of bullet journal questions, and that video's been picking up for the new year. So do you want to talk about bullet journaling quick?
I would love to make another bullet journal video, but I don't bullet journal like I did back then when I made that video. I had to stop because it was kind of making me a little bit too obsessive, and it was a little bit unhealthy for me to be tracking everything that I was eating like that. So I took a break.
My mom just commented. Hi,
what'd
Mom.
she say?
They made Bloody Marys to watch the live stream. It sounds so good. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, that's okay. I was thinking about when we did a live stream at their house. It was like this time last year. I spilled and broke the glass. We should not drink when we do live streams.
Yeah,
it's
probably
just
not.
Recipe for disaster on my end, at least. But, yeah, I don't... Ashley Bogard, what's up?
Aww.
Hi, Ashley.
How fun.
I'm glad that
Hi,
I
Brock
spotted
and
your
Hannah.
comment.
Give them a big hug for us.
I'm still using your Bujo tracking system. Yeah, so anyway,
Looks good. I was just checking to make sure.
I'm doing different things with my bullet journal. Maybe I'll show it. I just feel like it wouldn't be that interesting. But I'm really so stoked that those videos are taking off right now with the new year.
What, have you been journaling still, though? Like, I know the answer to this, but just to, like...
Every day I journal. But now I only use my bullet journal as a calendar. I don't track my cycle anymore because I kind of got what I needed from that. And I'm not having digestive issues like I used to. I've been doing Ayurvedic stuff with a friend of mine guiding me and really just focusing on eating warm foods. Whereas maybe like last year I was trying to fix my stomach aches by eating a bunch of raw salads and stuff.
Which might be the opposite of what you need.
Right. Which I'm learning could have been making it harder for my body to process that stuff because I'm already so cold natured that then eating cold foods just wasn't moving through my system. It's been really interesting. But that's really what I'm doing with my journal now.
And I too have been journaling still.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every day. And if you've never kept a journal and you have any level of anxiety or restlessness or anything, I very, very, very highly recommend keeping a journal and just writing anything that comes to mind, or even writing about the things that you're stressing out about. Because once you get them on paper, you can kind of chill out on them, and yeah, it's almost more consequential for me than meditation or other mindfulness practices. Journaling is like most bang for buck. So
it's
there's
a good way to start the day,
plug.
not on your phone.
Yeah.
That's usually when I journal.
Okay, and a number of people have already asked this, which is, I knew they would, because we've gotten this question a lot. Also, Brock, love you, dude, and Hannah, love you. Are the improvements to the Scamp we made making a difference? Nah.
Oh, well, we wouldn't be camping in these
Yeah.
single-digit temperatures if they didn't!
We've been camping in the coldest temperatures that we've ever experienced. And it's been the warmest winter that we've ever experienced. That doesn't make sense, but that's been our, like, in the last winters we've been like dealt with being cold. In this winter we haven't dealt with being cold, although we've been camping in far colder temperatures.
It was 3 degrees the other day. I don't know what the wind chill was, but the wind chill is up to sometimes 10 degrees lower than the temperature. But we were sleeping with our window open because it's just so hot in the Scamp when we have the stove fully rocking. And that is not something we've ever done before, on purpose.
Yeah. With the wind chill, it's been down to -25, -15.
I've seen -15, but -25...
sounds way cooler.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've honestly seen it down.
I have evidence on my phone
super
of
cold.
-15.
Yeah, and like negative a couple degrees, and we're talking Fahrenheit, so, which is brutaler than 0 degrees Celsius. But yeah, the insulation has made a huge difference. The floor with the closed cell foam has been working great.
So good, and it hasn't come off too. We were a little bit afraid it was gonna crumble off, but with all the dirt roads that we drive on, the gravelly roads and stuff,
it's been no issue. And so we put the closed cell foam on all of the flat horizontal surfaces, but there are a number of vertical, like really short, like the Scamp on the bottom will kind of be flat, and then it has a little up, and then it flattens out again. So those vertical surfaces we didn't put closed cell foam on, and you can see inside here when it's been so cold, ice forming on the inside from that. So we need to get a little bit more closed cell foam and put that on the vertical sides. But yeah, it's been ultra consequential. And for anyone wondering why we don't, were you bonking me?
no.
Oh, okay. For anyone wondering why we might not put like hay bales around the Scamp or whatever, or a tarp, that kind of thing, it's because we move a lot and we have no space for that kind of thing.
Some people said just try to put some plastic lining around it.
Mm-hmm. Which it would make a difference. But when it snows, we pile up snow around it, and with that new closed cell foam, it's no worries. And the door has been awesome too.
Yeah, that's made a big difference.
If you have an old fiberglass camper, watch the video about that, because it is super helpful.
It's been really cool seeing all the new Scamps with the flat doors.
Yeah.
That would be really nice.
Yeah, it would.
The new Scamps look really, really cool.
But over time, the door relaxes. So I put, what are they called? Turnbuckles on, and use paracord in between. So I put turnbuckles on the corners, and then it pulls the corners of the door end to keep that curvature to it, so it locks in. And then we put some foam that's made for sealing, I think, like windows and garage doors. It's like an expandable foam that is super durable to plug the rest of the holes. And it's been working great. And the last thing is the roof box. It's incredible.
It's holding so much of our stuff.
Yeah.
With our snowboarding gear,
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd do without it.
Yeah. But it's been a game changer. And just to be able to, because getting under the bed to get gear out sucks. So to keep a lot of the gear that would otherwise be under the bed up in the roof box is really nice.
And that's another one, is the bed has been so nice. Sleeping through the night is just, what a nice thing to be able to
Tell them about
do.
your realization.
It was maybe 2 weeks after we'd gotten back to Colorado, after we'd done all this work, And I said, I don't know what because Barron was getting up to load the stove each night. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just sleeping through the night. I don't even realize you're getting up. It must just be, I don't know what it is or something. And you said, well, we did get a new bed. And obviously that has made a huge difference.
Yeah, it has. Okay. Is that all for, are we caught up on Super Chats?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I drink the rest of your coffee? Or do you want it?
Can I have a tiny sip and then you can have the rest?
Yeah. Okay, next question. Another thing that we've been kind of dealing with that we talk about in the next video, where is Cano? I love how sometimes Kamp is auto-corrected to lamp. So sometimes people will say I love Kamp and it says I love lamp. And it's like...
Can I say something really
Sure.
quick? Kevin, yes I would. Send me an email.
What?
Be interested in some tanned deer leather.
Oh.
I would be so grateful for that.
Awesome. Sweet. The thing that we've been dealing with though, in being in such cold weather, is our stovepipe is cold or gets cold at the top. So before the smoke can exit, it cools down, which creates creosote because the smoke like coagulates at the top of the stovepipe. So one potential solution is cutting off part of like a foot and a half of our stovepipe so that it stays hot on the way out, because it is insulated all the way through. But there is a lot of like different like liquid and thermodynamics considerations that you have to make before like modifying that though, because of how the air is pulled out and flows. So it's possible that if we cut off part of it, then the wind would like blow smoke back in, or that the air wouldn't be pulled through as well. So yeah, it's kind of, especially since it's been so cold, I'm kind of hesitant to cut off part of it, because if it didn't work well, then that would really suck, because then we wouldn't be able to use the stove and we would be cold.
Then we'd go south.
Yeah. So then something that we've been doing to sort of compensate for that is keeping the stove burning super hot and then just leaving one of the windows sort of cracked at night, because it gets too hot in here if we keep the stove rocking too warm. But that's kind of how we've been solving the creosote problem, is just keeping the stove running super hot through the night. But with the insulation, it gets us too warm, so we have to keep a window cracked. But
Hi, Dad. I am. Somebody Nomad commented. As we talk, I see some of the comments. I'm sorry if I'm missing a ton of them. We're gonna open this up to more of a Q&A once we answer all of the major comments.
all the major questions that we typically get.
Vivian, do you know anyone with a similar lifestyle who has a cat with them?
There are a few YouTubers that do.
At RTR, I feel like we ran into some people.
Almost more cats than dogs at RTR.
Yes, because you can keep the
Litter box
in the camper with you. I don't know anything about cats. I've never had a cat, so I don't really have any. Do you have to train them to stay close like a dog? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, you could totally do it. Do y'all like reptiles? Yes, I'm a huge reptile fan. That's been one of the hardest things about being in the Scamp, is that I can't have any reptile pets, because I've had pet reptiles since I was like 6. So
maybe one day.
We could get a tiger salamander. That's about the only pet reptile that we could potentially have.
Because it has a small cage?
And they do well in cold weather. They can like bromate.
Oh, interesting. Paula King, check out Steger Mucklucks, made in Minnesota. Solved my cold feet in Alaska.
Elsa just got mucklucks.
I have a pair, and they are amazing. I feel like
you don't wear them.
Well, because it's that thing where I don't want to use it because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
I've been wearing my bogs because it's been wet-ish snow, so I feel like I don't want to get my mucklucks wet, even though I know that's what they're made for. I got the Arctic ones.
I feel like you have a like Depression era
I know. like I
thinking.
was born in some other.
Because like Elsa will get a new shirt or clothes or face oil, and she won't use it because she saves it.
I know. I save my favorite clothes to wear once all the rest of my clothes are dirty. But
So then
I never get to it, and I never end up wearing it. Whatever. Sorry.
Whatever.
Paige, there are creosote logs you can burn to stop buildup.
Yeah.
We also just borrowed a powder from Brian to help with the creosote. Did that work?
It helped. It helped like break it up because it turns into this like sort of like plasticky gunk that builds up, especially once it gets wet from like snow. So what that powder does is it kind of makes that plasticky gunk a little bit harder than like fluid, so that you can like bonk it and it'll break off. So that did help, but I don't know. And it's not been a huge issue. It's just when it gets super, super, super cold, it's a thing to deal with.
A new thing.
Yeah.
It makes the Scamp look so because
it drips on the side. Okay. What do we eat in the winter? How honest should we be here? Pizza.
Well, we found a really fabulous new pizza place. So lots of pizza.
Yeah.
Oreos have been the new thing lately.
As far as like dumb food goes.
Oreos and pizza.
Yeah. Also, the same place that has the pizza has cheesecake.
Oh, God.
And it is stupid good. I don't typically like cheesecake unless it's some sort of chocolate flavor.
But that's saying something that you are into that cheesecake.
Their cheesecake is stupid good.
My back doesn't like this position that we are in right now.
Yeah, nor does mine, but you had already set it up and I didn't want to say that.
Well, it looks a lot better than any other position.
Yeah, it's just kind of
you
can lean on me if you want. Like you could turn.
You are just.
Well, I'm propping myself up. I'm about to die.
Do you want to become more comfortable in a different way?
I don't think that's possible if we're both in frame.
Well.
Let's see.
Soup. We eat a lot of soup.
Yes.
It's really easy to put. I've got a teeny little ceramic pot that fits right on the stove, so just fill it with whatever and eat a lot of soup.
And like canned soup is super easy, and we can add our own vegetables or even meats and different things to it, and like chia seeds and all kinds of stuff to soup up our soups. Mac and cheese has been a hit as of late.
Do you remember a live stream way long ago, and it was all about soup, and everybody was like, soup? That was fun.
Mac and cheese has been a hit. We've been getting canned chicken and canned from Wild Planet. It looks gnarly and sounds gnarly, but the Wild Planet stuff is actually really delicious.
We've been eating a lot of pre-made stuff lately because it is so cold outside that kind of the last thing I want to do at the end of the day. And the sun sets so early that I don't want to go outside and make a meal on the stove and then freeze and then come back inside. And the food gets so cold so fast because it's so freaking cold out there.
We have been making pasta a few times because we can keep cold meat in the winter. So because our cooler gets so cold. Like even the other day, our cooler was outside and everything in it froze. So all of our eggs were exploded, and that was a bummer.
Exploded and frozen within the egg canister. So I don't know what to do about it. It's just outside still frozen.
But having Italian sausage and making different meats has been awesome. But then the canned meats has been ultra clutch. That'll be a nice thing for year round, because just to have like pre-cooked chicken in a canned form or salmon is pretty incredible to add to different meals. Granola has been a big thing too. We've been keeping coconut milk?
Mm-hmm.
Because coconut milk doesn't go bad nearly as fast as other like nut milks do.
Well, and now we have a refrigerator.
Right. So we can
the cold
keep
temperatures.
It. And granola, and then we'll add like almond butter and chia seeds and all kinds of stuff to our granola. Eli bananas and
Dates.
yeah,
We have
it's a good snack.
we take greens powder every day to kind of balance
Yeah.
out all of our winter foods.
And protein powder. I cycle through different types of protein powder, but I'll generally do plant-based ones. And I drink protein powder and greens powder every day. And I kind of use that as a meal replacement because you need far less calories than I do, so I kind of use that to string myself through the day. But I'll eat one big meal, generally in the evenings, then I'll kind of snack later into the evening. Oranges are really good in the winter because they're in season.
Oh, they're amazing.
Navel oranges are our favorite. Let's see, any other foods? Pancakes. And then as far as like supplements and stuff go, this is the first time I've ever taken probiotics consistently. And it's been really helpful. Like bowel movements are more consistent and better. And yeah, it's just super a good thing. And I think you have to take them for at least a month or two regularly for them to be effective.
We got these men and women ones on sale.
But yeah, I had always taken them kind of like we never really invested in probiotics. So I would just take them sort of intermittently. But now I've been taking them every day and it's super helpful. So don't sleep on those. And then CBD is always nice in the winter because we're a little bit more sedentary. We go on long walks, but it's hard to really get your body moving, so CBD helps to kind of ease the aches and pains. Mushroom supplements.
Have a lot of those too.
Yeah, from Freshcaps. Those are great for mental clarity and stuff. And chaga for relaxation. Vitamin D we've been taking a lot of, especially this year because of the calamities going on in the world. It's really good for your immune system. And then we've been trying to get a lot of sun as well, being outside. And
is a whole food plant-based diet accessible in this type of a lifestyle? Yes and no. If we are closer to town, it's a little bit easier because we can go to the store more often, especially in the summer when we can't use our cooler as a refrigerator. Well, it's just so hot in the summer that we can't keep things for very long.
How we do it, that would be a little bit more difficult, but it's definitely possible. Because we could have a big fridge if we wanted to dedicate the space and
power to it.
And yeah, so it's possible. You can do anything pretty much in this lifestyle as far as diet goes, but
you have to build your setup for that.
Right, and we choose to use a cooler because it's far simpler and it doesn't hit our power usage and stuff. So we could, I don't know, we've kind of built our diet around that.
It changes too. In the winter, we can have different foods because we've got a refrigerator now with the cold temps.
Right.
In the summer, we tend to buy a lot more cold beverages in the summer to keep in the cooler, to keep the cooler cold.
Because we don't like buying ice because it comes in a bag, which sucks to deal with, and it always melts. So.
Sorry.
No worries.
What's up, Lolly? Kamp's allergies are always the best in the winter because there's no allergens in the air. I even put him on a different food to try out because his seasonal allergies are not bad right now, and it's great.
And he'll slide his face around in the snow. He loves the snow.
This is so bright.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I wonder if I should cover it up.
I mean, you can just be kind of blown out. I think it's okay, right?
Yeah.
And please, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up button under the video because then that helps other people to be able to see it.
Oh, good call. So, we never ever do that.
Yeah.
We never say that. Good job for remembering.
Yeah. So,
and thanks to anyone who does.
Yeah, it's pretty quick and easy to do, but there it goes. It just spiked up 100.
Oh gosh, thanks you all.
Guys. Yeah, I just we don't ask for like and subscribe and comment all the time because I don't know, it gets redundant, but we probably could or should. I don't know.
Well, and it's that thing. It's hard to know if we should be climbing up the YouTube ladder in kind of common ways, or I don't know, I'm almost afraid of spiking, of growing too fast. And we feel like slow, steady growth is more of our goal. So we don't push the subscriber thing, but also it really helps for our channel to be seen the more subscribers that we get. So it's kind of a balance.
Yeah. And it helps us to, this is a question coming up, but we're trying to get land so that we can have retreats and stuff. And with like channel growth and everything, it'll get us to that goal quicker.
Faster. But then if we do shoot up, it's likely, and you see it often, where then it plateaus down the other side of the slope.
Right.
So
slow growth leads, and this is kind of a metaphor or heuristic that applies to a lot of things, but slow growth provides more strength and like your foundation. So.
Yvonne Chenard, founder Patagonia, said it's better to grow strong than to grow fat.
Yeah.
So we want to be strong, but we also really appreciate when you like and subscribe. So thank you.
Yeah. So it's a balance, but there's all that.
I'll do these 2 super chats, and then do you want to talk about the land?
If we can, yeah.
Let's
I
jump
mean,
to
since
that.
it's okay.
Angela, thank you. Do the cat put his nose up to Kamp to Camps on the TV? It was hilarious. Much love. You give us hope.
No.
Cute. And hi, Lolly, again. Love you. And Andrea, love your wisdom and beautiful videos. My boyfriend and I live in our Airstream in snowy Idaho. Cool.
Love lamp too.
We just bought property, and you're always welcome.
Cool.
Camp
Idaho's
too.
pretty rad.
Yeah, it is. We just have only kind of driven through it on our way to other places.
The northern, like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, I would like to spend more time in, almost before we get land, just to kind of see what they're like. But that's okay. So jumping into land, looking at buying land to host retreats and workshops. A question that we have to throw out to you guys is, do you know like a good realtor or person that is good at land acquisition, or like could like walk us through how best to tackle this and look for it? And I don't know, we could just use some assistance because we've never done this before. We're looking for vacant land, off-grid. So maybe shoot me an email if you could help us with that. It's barronlink, BARRONLINK @gmail.com.
Everybody asks us about marijuana.
Yeah.
No, marijuana states aren't the factor. We like to smoke sometimes.
Yeah.
We used to smoke it more, but so that everybody knows, we haven't
smoke
owned any in I don't know how long. So there's that, to answer that question for everyone who's asking.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing it. I guess it's like you can easily assume.
Yeah.
I suppose, but
yeah, we used to smoke more than we do now.
We like CBD a lot.
Yeah.
We are really interested in Colorado. I love the grit of the people here. You can't just kind of casually live in the high Rockies, especially in the winter. You kind of have to be intentional about it. Like people who are here want to be out here. Like, it doesn't make for easy living, but that challenge is kind of what draws us. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people that have a similar sort of ethos that we do. I really like the culture in Colorado. All the kind of native Colorado people are just awesome. Yeah. Colorado's cool. And then we really, really loved Oregon. The terrain in Oregon is unbelievably beautiful. Central Oregon, specifically. It's amazing out there. We love the Pacific Northwest. Just trying to kind of decide where we want to be. Yeah. It's really hard because there's so many different places that are awesome. So to figure out where we should get land is pretty difficult because there's so many different factors to weigh. But we would like to have some sort of running water, like a little creek would be ideal. Lots of trees, and that's pretty much our criteria. 1 to 2 hours away from the closest major-ish town. Yeah. And we want to be able to have this land we would still live in the Scamp on the land, we're not trying to evolve, like, we're not looking for any place with a cabin just because we don't want to deal with that. We love this. We would just love to be able to have our own space, to be able to kind of expand, to be able to provide this experience for other people in different ways. The retreat thing, or just to even first have a space to invite people to.
Yeah. And like one of the first things we would do is build a shed to keep like motorcycles and all those types of things. And like just tools, because to be able to work on the car, I need tools, and to have like an easy way to jack the car up and stuff would be so nice. So a shed, and then we'd like to start growing. We'd build a little greenhouse and start growing our own food. And then eventually start canning food and make a root cellar, and have a big freezer so that we could freeze meat and fish and that kind of thing. But
so if anybody has any connections to,
or advice, or if you're selling a piece of land that is perfect for us, then let us know. But yeah, that's
kind of wishful thinking.
Yeah, but shoot me an email, barronlink@gmail.com, 2 R's, BARRONLINK. Okay. What?
Your voice got so deep.
Sorry. Okay. What crafts are you making, and what video games am I playing?
You go first.
I've been playing mostly. I got a game for the Mac, and it's for Switch too, and it's called Lonely Mountain Downhill, and it's a really sort of serene and peaceful downhill mountain biking game. The art style is really cool. It's like low poly. It's a sweet game. I've been playing some Call of Duty mobile on my iPad with a controller, and that just kind of tickles my paintball craving, and it's pretty fun. Brian and I have been playing that together in his tent, which has been fun. We've been having LAN parties in the snow tent. Let's see. Hearthstone, I've been playing a little bit on my iPad. I like playing that because it's a card game. So it's not super intense or involved, so I can listen to audiobooks and podcasts while I play. And since I can play on my iPad, it is super power efficient. So I've been playing that a little bit late at night. And that's most of what I've been playing, I think.
Yeah, you haven't been gaming a lot this winter. Normally you do kind of go...
Yeah.
That's like your nighttime activity, but...
Yeah, I've been reading and listening to audiobooks and stuff more.
Yeah, you've been focused on, like, your brain has been occupied.
A lot of research, too. I've been researching a lot of things, and, so.
Learning a lot.
Yeah.
I've been beading more. Beading is a really easy, small craft. An earring.
Very much support Elsa beading because it doesn't take up much space.
And I've been doing some leather stuff. I just don't have a lot of leather to work with. I don't know really where to source leather. And been making some baby shoes. I've got so many friends who are pregnant right now, which is really fun. So I've been able to make a bunch of baby stuff.
And you repaired my moccasins.
Mm-hmm.
Did we already post that video?
Mm-hmm.
So my moccasins that I waxed with mustache wax have been holding up really well in the snow. I'm going to do it again so that they're have like more in the leather, but they've been working great. I've gone on a number of hikes with no socks and just moccasins through the snow, and my feet haven't been cold, and they've kept the water out, which is pretty incredible.
Thanks, the natural progressive roar me. I can't see your whole name. Thank you. It's so funny that your moccasins have been doing so well with mustache wax.
Yeah. Well,
you should contact that company and be like, yo, it's multi-purpose product that you're selling here.
Because it's primarily beeswax, and a lot of boot and leather moccasins that's what they use to wax them. Okay, next question. What are you reading or listening to?
I'm listening to an audiobook for the second time, The 49th Mystic. It's so good. A lot of meta life lessons within a story.
Kind of like mildly psychedelic sort of
psychedelic and fantasy, and it takes place in this Mormon town of Utah, and also there's another
dimension.
Other dimensions. It's really awesome. I'm super into it and I'm reading it for the second time. What are you? Yeah.
I finally got a Audible subscription for the first time in my life, and it's been wonderful.
We both have one.
Yeah. Well, I think that's nice because like there's some books that are different that I want to listen to. And it's nice to have our own accounts. Mm-hmm. But I've been listening to like all the books by Joseph M. Marshall. He's a Lakota, or he comes from the Lakota people, and he's just amazing. And he narrates his own books that he writes. Oh, Ali Judy. That's sweet. But yeah, he narrates his own books. And I've been looking for a long time for books about Native American culture that aren't just about the wars that they had with the invaders that were. So, more about their culture and their spirituality and stuff. So, the latest book, or the one that sort of hits that vein by him, is To You We Shall Return. And it's all about the Lakota spirituality and medicine people and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really good. And it's been really nice to listen to while I'm on hikes and stuff, and super inspiring. Because I've always sort of resonated with Native American spirituality, and yeah.
I think it's hard to not kind of absorb that as we do this lifestyle. I've thought about that a lot.
Yeah. Because it rhymes, and I think the sorts of like things that we realize about the earth and changing seasons and how we should like live and how to be ecologically sustainable, and I don't know, all of those things that we sort of intuitively come across are the same things that the Native American people intuitively came across. So then it's I don't know, it's really nice to read their philosophies and stuff, because it's like exactly how I've just been thinking by nature and all that. So yeah, it's really cool. Another one that I've been reading in physical form is Walking with Bears. I think that's what it's called. And that was recommended by Kyle Kingsbury. He said it's one of his favorite books, and he kept recommending it over and over again. It sounded like it would resonate with me, and it very much did. He said, the author said in the book, the psychologist told him that he had, diagnosed him with authority issues, like he has issues with external authorities, and he said that he challenged that diagnosis, which verified that he likely has issues with external authority. It was kind of funny, but that really resonated with me. Let's see. As far as... and then another book that I've been reading is the Meat Eater Guide to Wilderness Survival by Steve Rinella. He's a hunter, and a lot of his show Meat Eater is on YouTube now, and he's pretty sort of shows the respectable side of hunting really well. And the book is almost not at all about hunting. It's all about like backcountry survival and tools and all that kind of stuff. And you want me to keep going? I have a couple more I can run through quick.
Sure.
Along the same vein, in like the hunting and foraging sort of information, is Wild Fed with Daniel Vitalis. He has like a TV series that you can buy online, and a podcast all about like foraging and collecting wild foods. And then Donnie Vincent, and his company is Sick Manta, is really good for like the mindful hunting ethos, and he makes really wonderful videos, and yeah, really cool dude. So there's all that. That's the kind of stuff that I've been kind of tuned into, I guess.
Good stuff.
I've been working on my book more too, which has been hard, but I'm making progress.
A few super chats. Merry Christmas and New Year from Lyndon. Thank you so much. And Thomas Fox, just wanted to send a little more love from Thomas and Amy in Vermont. Thank you again, guys. We get so much joy and knowledge from your guys' videos. Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that. And the Atlantis Queen, Sheba. Thank you. Camp's over here, passed out. Glenda, have you ever considered growing some greens in a portable garden setup? I'm guessing space is a major limiting factor. Blessings from Oregon. Oh, you're lucky to live in Oregon. It would be so awesome to have a little traveling garden with us, but because we are in such varying temperatures and climates, I think that would be pretty challenging. But we do want to live in a place very soon where we can start our own garden and build a greenhouse with the geodesic dome kind of structure. Good question though. We've even considered herbs, but again, it's just... No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's the one we're on right now.
Cool. What have you been reading or listening to beyond the 49th Mystic?
I really like Kyle Kingsbury's podcast. He's a pretty interesting dude. And, what else? Oh, well, this is watching, while I've been beating, because I'm so frustrated that The Office left Netflix to go to NBC's new Peacock app.
Peacock?
I think it's called Peacock.
Oh, because their logo is like a peacock.
Oh. Yes, I'm very perturbed by that, so I had to go through the whole show again. So honestly, if I'm being real, haven't been doing much reading, just been watching The Office for weeks and weeks as I bead. So, that's great.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
That's it.
We started watching The Mandalorian again last night.
Oh yeah, that's fun. The second season is out. And did you start it last night? Or did you watch something else? I fell asleep.
I started watching The Jungle Book, the live new Disney Jungle Book.
Was it good?
It's pretty cool, yeah. I think I've seen it before, but it's really cool. And then Life Below Zero is funny, so we'll watch that on occasion too. What do we do at night?
We've been doing kind of our own separate thing, which is fun. We should make more of a dedicated effort to spend quality time together.
We spend
every minute of the day together. So to have our own time, I don't know. It's not really it doesn't feel like we're not spending time together ever.
Well, because we don't ever spend time away from one another, so...
I'm usually beating in the evenings if I'm not working on a video.
Yeah, and I don't know. Let's see. I thought I had things.
Well, you kind of mentioned.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned I've been playing a little bit of Hearthstone and reading and listening to audiobooks and
Barron will stay up till 1-ish.
Yeah.
Especially when it's been this cold to keep the stove going, and then we'll load the stove once or twice through the night. One of us will get up, or we both get up, and then I wake up around 6, and I will start working on the stove in the morning.
Yeah. Oh my God, my legs.
What you should do is sit on this pillow. It's really helpful to...
Well, I'm sitting on the red one.
Well, because it's foam, it's all sunk down. That's why you're so much lower than me.
My back is about to explode. But yeah, in the evening, I'll stay up late and do the stove and watch a good bit of YouTube and do a lot of research on all different gadgets and solve different... I just got a light bar for the front of the Subaru.
That's going to be cool and helpful.
It's like a little bull bar just in case we are to hit a tree or deer, or it'll kind of help us so that our front doesn't scrape on difficult approaches and stuff. And then I also got a set of LED lamps for it, so that will be a cool thing. Also, WeBoost sent us a new WeBoost that I have yet to install because I didn't have all the parts for it, but we'll include that in a new video too.
It's their new drive booster.
Yeah.
So it'll boost our service as we drive.
And it's omnidirectional. versus our directional booster that we currently have. What other YouTube channels do you watch? A lot of YouTube channels.
I don't even know the names of a lot of them because I just watch them. I get suggested and then I like them and then I watch them.
I have, if you go to my personal YouTube though, I have a number of different playlists that you can check out, like on all different things from like technology and camera equipment to drones to archery, like any of my, or like rigs and homes. I have different playlists for a lot of the different things I'm interested in, and I continue to put new videos in those playlists over time. So if you go to Barron link on YouTube. Also, I've been uploading some of our podcasts to my personal YouTube channel, just so that we don't clutter our shared YouTube channel with them. But it's just like a stagnant background with our podcasts playing in audio form. And as soon as we are in a place where I can upload those without tanking our power and internet, I will continue to upload more of them. So, I'm sorry for running through all those updates. But
Barron does have his own personal YouTube channel.
that I very rarely use for, I don't know, I've talked about making little videos and stuff. Because I could use it to do more like off the cuff, like just sitting in front of the camera and ranting type of YouTube videos that aren't so heavily produced.
Well, do we have any more questions? If there are any more questions that you guys have.
What about podcast ideas? If you have any of those, like things that you'd like us to talk about in long form, let me know either on Instagram or send me an email and send me anything that you'd want us to talk about in sort of long form on podcasts, and we'll do that. Because we haven't put up a podcast in a minute. Let's see.
I don't use anything specific on my face in the winter. In my next video, I do show my specific products that I do use.
And then, and thank you for hitting the like button. We have over 1,000 upvotes,
yes,
which is
thank
excellent.
you.
And if you do that on our videos, that's super helpful too. I know it's kind of a pain, or like just something that you don't think about, but if you do hit the like button, it helps other people see them. So really appreciate you guys doing that. Another thing.
It's at 1111 now.
Oh, another thing that is kind of a strange or like weird thing to consider is solar in the winter.
Oh, it is way different in the winter.
Yeah, and where we are, that's why we like to be at high altitude in arid environments, is because the sun is generally out most of the year. Like on the days that it snows, it'll snow or blizzard for like 2 days, and then it'll be back to being blue skies and sun. And the solar panels are most efficient when they're cold, so in the winter we get the best input through our solar. And it also, the sun reflects off the snow, and then at altitude also there's less atmosphere for the light to bite through. So in the winter we actually make more power than we make in the warmer months.
It's weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
it does when you explain it, but
but yeah, it's counterintuitive. You would think that wintertime it'd be hard to make power, but it's not. It's a lot easier, and that's a good thing because we end up using more power in the winter too, on our iPads and laptops and stuff. Kamp, do you have any announcements? Kamp, any announcements?
Who, me?
No announcements from Kamp.
Barron's email is barronlink@gmail.com, and mine is elsarhae@gmail.com.
BARRONLINK for me. Can I go pee real quick?
Yeah.
And we can start doing Q&A questions, like live. Is
Yeah.
that cool?
Sure. Yeah. We'll do that for a little bit, and then we'll be good. We'll call it good. So, I know I've been seeing some of your questions pop up through here, but we'll do a quick Q&A and then send it. Kamp's like, Dad, why didn't you take me out there? You're pretty cute, mister. Don't eat yellow snow. Any new gadget recommendations? Right behind me is our new shower that we got. We talked about it at the beginning of this live stream. It's a shower where you dip one end into a bucket of water, and in the other end it's a shower head, and that has been game-changing. It's like our 4th iteration of a shower attempt, so we'll see how long it lasts. I kind of don't... We've made the mistake too many times of promoting showers that end up pooping out on us really soon after, so I don't know, we'll see. We'll talk about it eventually and let you know how it did. Do you put butter in your coffee? Still, no, not so often. We've been doing MCT oil lately, which is a more refined, I think, version of coconut oil. It's just the pure fat, and that feels good. What was the name of your book again? The book that I was reading is called The 49th Mystic. It's a 2-part book series. Do you have a windmill generator? We don't, because I think it seems like they don't produce enough power to make that make sense. Like, we can bring in a lot more power through solar. I would love to do some sort of like a bike solar setup, or where we're generating our own power through a bike thing. It'd be sweet if you could attach a battery, onto whatever bike you have. Here's Barron loading the stove if you want to see what that looks like. This would be me in bed at 3 in the morning while Barron is loading the stove. There's 6 to 8 inches of snow on the ground right now. There's a big snowstorm on Monday, and that is the video that I'm working on right now.
Maybe I can just sit on the cooler for now.
Sure. I don't know why, but our recent snowstorm video where we snowboard behind the Subaru, it didn't get as many views as I would have expected. I don't know why people didn't watch that one.
Yeah, however much work or effort we put into videos scales inversely with how much traction they get on YouTube.
The harder we try, the longer I spend editing, and the more proud I am of a video, the worse the video does for whatever reason.
And if we just do a video to get it done and like talk and hardly edit it like artistically, then everybody loves it. Because
I think people enjoy seeing other people talk. Like the vlogs, that's very much a YouTube thing. I just feel like I can't imagine that people would want to listen to me talk as I'm here sitting, like doing an 1.5-hour long live stream.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, who would want to listen to that? So I don't film a lot of myself talking, you know? But I think that's what people want to see, so we're trying to do a little bit more of that.
Somebody asked if we listen to much music. Yes, very much, like a lot. On Spotify, you can look me up. My name's Barron Link, spelled the same, BarronLink. On there, and I have several different playlists that I've made that are public. So if you want to see what I'm listening to, you can look me up on there, and you have that too.
Yes. Sorry, I'm reading comments.
Yes. What else? Do you ever worry about your Scamp frame rusting? Yeah, but honestly, it's far less rusty than I would have anticipated it being, given all the hell we put it through.
How old it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we just stripped off like whatever surface rust was there, and then used a Rust-Oleum primer and then painted over it with Rust-Oleum, so now it's in the best shape that it's ever been. So, yeah.
Thanks for binge watching. I appreciate that. I love hearing that. It means that you're digging it, obviously.
Any other fun announcements? Have you thought about ice fishing? Yes, tomorrow. I believe
Brian.
Brian, one of Brian's buddies is going to take us ice fishing tomorrow, hopefully. So, yeah, I will. If it doesn't, if I have any luck at all, I'll make a video about that.
Thank you, 196813 JSC. We appreciate it. I could listen to you both talk for hours. That's very sweet. Thank you. I could listen to Barron talk. I feel like I want him to do more solo podcasts of his blog posts because he's such an awesome writer and his voice is just so soothing that I think that would be really cool.
I just have a hard time wanting... It's not that I don't want to do that. I just don't want to, like... I feel like some of the things that I write about and think about are a little bit controversial, so I don't ever want to ruffle anybody's feathers. So I'm a little bit more hesitant to speak my mind a lot of times. So I just kind of keep it to myself. But I could share more of it.
Well, cool. I think this has been a good live stream.
Yes.
It's been a minute since we've live streamed.
Yeah, thank you all for smashing that like button.
We've got almost as many likes as we've got people watching.
Yeah, really appreciate that.
What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing at myself being a dumbass and saying smash the like button.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. We topped it. We topped the likes to
excellent.
Viewer ratio. Cool.
Oh, that's insane.
You guys, thank you so much. Thanks to anyone who left a super chat and a comment and started from the beginning and stayed till the end. Started anywhere. And yeah, thank you for being here.
For tuning in at all. Some people say that in the comments that they don't like live streams, but we go ahead and post them on YouTube because I think a lot of people do like watching them after they're live. So
it's a fun way for us to interact with people too.
But if you don't like them, then please don't watch them.
And we will have a new video out next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really, really solid, lots happened in that video, I guess I should say. But, oh, Beth, from my little house to yours. Okay, mine is bigger. Yours is better. I don't know about that. Enjoy a warm shower for us.
Thank you, Nick's Picks, for
yes,
being a
and
moderator.
thank you to our mod, Nick's Picks, forever and always. Love the streams, no editing. Move to Oregon, please. Can't wait for the new video. We've enjoyed this. Thank you. Okay, cool. Thanks,
How much
guys.
land do you want? We didn't say that.
10 or more acres would be cool.
Yeah, and it depends because if it's all public land all the way around it, then it's different. And if it's heavily treed, then I don't know. There's so many different variables that we could have very little land and be happy with it.
Yeah, I guess it just depends.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's do it. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for our next video and go and watch our last snowboarding video. Our it's not a snowboarding video, the snow video.
Yeah.
The snowstorm.
It's pretty exciting. We had
2
a good
videos
time.
ago. Yeah, check it out.
All right.
Okay, guys, bye.
Bye.